Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sam's YouTube channel, and welcome back to Calmsden Farm by OxygenDavid. This is episode number 10, and in the real world, it is Saturday, the 5th of February, and you will be seeing this video, I hope, on Monday, the 7th of February. Is that right? Yep. Um, and I have I've kind of caught up with the videos that I had in my in my queue. I have always felt a bit comfortable working. Well, before we do this, let me get out and I want to show you working with a bit of a queue of videos, just so that I don't have pressure to record. Each and every day. I enjoy it. I enjoy it immensely. I enjoy the time that I get to spend with you through my videos, and I enjoy producing content from my YouTube channel. But sometimes there's a little bit of a pressure, life balance and all this kind of stuff. Well, I am back from the dead, ladies and gentlemen. And before I go into that story, allow me to just say that we do have beehives now on the farm. We have one beehive right over here, tucked in by these trees. And then we have another beehive that is on the far edge of this field number 3, that is setting in between kind of the verge, um, between field number 3 and the adjoining field next to it, the canola field. I put the beehive there in that location because the canola field will benefit from the increased yield that the bees will provide for it. And as we rotate crops, I figure maybe the next year, we will put canola on this field, and that way we have the hive placement is in the right place. So let me get a swig of coffee here, and I'll be right back with you. All right. So, and also, that's where some of the money went as well. If you see, now that money, that 82,000 that we have, that's kind of our working capital that Mr. Thornton kind of provides to us, pending that I don't make stupid uh, financial decisions. I have a pool of money that I can draw from to buy equipment. Anything that is beyond a certain amount, I do have to discuss with him, but that allows me to pay my workers, buy seeds, buy fertilizer, etc. Now, today, the work that we're going to do today, and I'm sorry if did I say that Sid was basically seeding field number 3? My gosh, my apologies. I'm going to tell you why I've been down sick here. But yes, Sid is working on field number 3, putting our winter wheat down, and so obviously we'll need to come in behind that um, and roll that, and also put down preventive herbicide. So we've got herbicide loaded up in this tractor, in this sprayer, and we're going to go down and do a favor for for a local farmer here. Most of the land that is in and around our farm areas, belongs to obviously other farmers. The majority of it does belong to the Montague family, and so that is some of the farmland that we're looking at being able to obtain in in the future, whether that be just outright, or lease it, or just what have you. We're still in the works on negotiating that, but we want to stay friendly with the Montague family, and so we will do some work for them to help them out as time goes by. And so I'm looking at my mini map here because I'm trying to remember how I get back over here to this field that we're going to be spraying with herbicide for them. Hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day. I am feeling wonderful compared to how I felt a few days ago. No, it's not the nasty COVID, but sort of related to that. My wife and I had our booster shots um, just a few days ago, and for me, it just knocked me on my rear end. I had some challenges. Let me jump out and open this gate. I had some challenges with both the first and second shot, and we were just a little bit late in starting, getting on board with getting the vaccine the first time around, the first shot, and getting the second shot and everything. And it wasn't, um, basically it just kind of boiled down to the fact that I my wife and I, we don't go out, we don't do a whole lot of well, we don't do any entertaining really. We have a few friends that live near us that we kind of stand in our driveways and 6 feet apart and have chats and everything. So here in Colorado, when the vaccine first came out and was first available, they were trying to get it to all of those who were the most vulnerable. So obviously, healthcare workers, frontline kind of people, elderly people, that sort of thing. So we sort of said, we want to basically let those people get the vaccine first, and we're not gonna be in a big hurry to do that. And so we waited, and it was probably about June of last year before we took our first shot, our first jab. And let me just get set up here. And my pedals are slipping under my feet. Um, I I've not farm simmed. I've not done anything for a couple of days. So anyway, it was June before we took our first jab, and it was okay. I'm back. So it was like I said, it was June before we got our first jab, and it was late June. Yeah, late June, right before the U.S. Fourth of July holiday, before we got our second jab, and um, and so all right, we want to try to do as good a job as possible for our neighbor here. So I don't know what is going on with GPS and why it's snapped to this odd angle, but we will endeavor to fix it and get everything set back, get all this other gear stuff to our left sprayed. But anyway, it was late June when we got the second jab, and both jab number one and jab number two, we took the Pfizer vaccine. Both of those gave us the first one, real sore arm. I would say very sore arm. The first jab, not so bad. I didn't feel like I'd been hit by a truck and backed over and run over and shot out of a cannon and all that stuff. The second jab did that to us, both of us. Actually, we felt pretty rotten for about 2 or 3 days. I had a headache. I had felt like I had fever, but wasn't running a temperature, and sort of had the aches and pains that kind of go along with kind of flu-like symptoms, and just really felt rotten. Well, it came. The holidays came around, and as I talked about in one of my previous episodes, my wife had a very busy month. Had a very busy month of in um, being on call in the month of January for a lot of that, with her projects and everything. And so it just kind of became a situation where we needed to wait until after the holidays, after my wife's busy time, and then that way we could just kind of do what we needed to do, and then go and get our booster shot. So set those up, and we were sort of thinking, okay, it's possible that the reason why we felt so bad after the second jab back in late June was because it had only been 2 or 3 weeks. You get the first and second jab about 3 weeks apart, I believe, and we felt, okay, that's going to be why we felt so bad, because we basically had two doses of this stuff, and it was only 3 weeks apart, and the second one just really knocked us for a loop. Well, And I even asked the nurse this last week, because I'm just kind of curious about things like this. I kind of said, "Hey, is this is this the same thing that we had the first and second go around, or is the booster different? Is it is it engineered differently than the first and second?" And she's like, "Nope, it's the exact same, it's the exact same thing, and you're just basically taking another dose of it here as we run into the hedge." So let me just back up and try to do this again. So we got this, like I said, we got the second dose, or got the booster, and got home, and kind of had the sore arm thing going within a few hours of getting our booster shot, and then felt okay mostly on the day that we got the booster. And then the day after, oh my gosh, that was just when wham. I mean, it's like being hit with a ton of bricks, and felt really really rotten. And so those were those days that I spent pretty much between my bed and my lazy boy, were days that I should have been recording farm sim videos. And I have this philosophy about things, and it is true. And I know that many of those of you who are, either into the content creation or you're doing other things, you've got other hobbies, real world comes first with everything in life. And I always treat, the things, the needs that I have that are related to the real world, whether it's taking care of my family, going to the grocery store, running an errand, doing whatever, that stuff comes first, and then the hobbies come after that. Well, also my well-being is also going to come first. And I actually did come down and I fired up my computer the day after I had the booster, and fired up FarmSim 22 and got OBS running and was ready to click record. And I just said, you know something, I don't feel good. I don't feel like I can do this. And to be quite honest with you, I'm still this video maybe well, I think it might be able to go the distance, almost 30 minutes, but I'm still not 100%. But I'm a whole lot better than I was the day after, and I'm a whole lot better than I was yesterday. And so, um, you know, life is life is on the mend for me, and that's a good thing. All right. Well, I wanted to take a few more minutes just to kind of go over some additional things. We've had quite a few excellent mods drop in the Giants Mod Hub in the last few days, and kind of, that's a kind of a benefit of it's kind of a benefit of stepping away from the game for a little while. Is that when you're away from the game and you're not checking the mod hub every single day and all of this kind of stuff, things happen fairly quickly. And so that has certainly been my experience. We've had a lot of really cool mods hit the Giants Mod Hub. One that I have talked about so many times. Now, this is not the mod that I was looking for, but this mod has these features built into it, and that is that collision camera feature. So, for those of you, if you like that collision, being able to turn the collision camera off, and that is the sort of the Giants default whenever you come in under a tree or go into a building or whatever. The camera likes to jerk around, and if you don't like that, like I don't like that, then you can get the additional game settings mod that came out, I believe, on Thursday, or maybe it was Friday, maybe it was yesterday. Came out in the Giants Mod Hub, and get that mod and install it, and it is absolutely fantastic, and it does that job quite well. I tested it. I went down to the cow barn earlier today and fired up the telehandler and basically drove in and around, and the camera stays where you place it. The zoom level and everything stays where it is supposed to be. So that is very, very cool. Also, there have been updates for course play and also drive control and GPS. GPS mod um, had two updates within about 2 days of each other. So those are good. Also, we've got brand new mods over on simplysafemods.com. We've got Mobbers 05 released Pacific Northwest farming map. And this is a map that is loosely based in Oregon here on the west coast of the U.S. And if you like big fields, if you like flat fields, then you're going to absolutely love that map. And I would encourage you to go over to Simply Safe Mods and check that out, simplysafemods.com. And that is the Pacific Northwest farming map. And that is by Mobbers 05. Let me just get this cleaned up here like that, and then we'll safely back up and we'll finish this corner and we'll get back to the other side there where we have kind of messed this up. There have been other mods released on simplysafemods.com that some of you might be interested in as well. We've got a Fendt Vario 1000, a Fendt 500 favorite, and also a John Deere 8R that has recently been released. And I am just not driving very well today, Jerry. I'm reading my notes and trying to drive at the same time. I have made some notes because I suffer from that same problem that Fury Machine Gaming has been talking about, where you have all these ideas of things that you're going to say, and you fire up your recorder, you fire up your game, and you sit down and you basically click record on your software, and then your mind just completely goes blank, and you have forgotten everything that you wanted to talk about. So I used to do this a long time ago, and I got away from it. While I have begun to make notes in just in Notepad, and I keep them up on one of my screens, and that way I kind of know what I need to say, what I want to say, and don't lose complete train of thought. But as I said, I'm still not firing on all cylinders. Tomorrow is Sunday, and the 6th of February, and I don't think I will record tomorrow. I think I will give myself another day, and just so this one will go out on Monday. And what I'm trying to do is probably go into maybe four videos per week. Maybe some weeks might have 5, other weeks might have 3. Just gonna do what I can do between all the other things that I have going on in my life. And as I talked about in the previous episode, I do have a lot of different kind of obligations and things that I'm doing that are not related to my video channel, not related to Farm Sim. Some of it is related to Farm Sim, obviously, simplysafemods.com, but my flight sim hobby, the virtual airline, the stuff like that does take some additional time for me, and I've kind of had to step away from those responsibilities as well, just because I just did not feel like focusing on it. My head felt like that I had somebody in there with a drum just pounding on it. So the new mods. Also, I wanted to give some shout outs. Had some new folks subscribe to the channel, and I welcome you all. You are all friends here to the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and I very much appreciate everybody that takes the time to click subscribe, click the bell, and to watch the videos, and of course comment and kind of communicate and chat with me through that method. Jonathan has been a kind of a semi-long time viewer of the channel, at least from what I have kind of paid attention. Jonathan started watching the channel when I got my channel fired back up again in November of last year, 21, and he's been commenting back and forth with me about Farm Sim 22. Jonathan did not purchase Farm Sim 22 when it first came out, but he now has it, and he is enjoying himself here on this farm, Calmsden Farm. And I think Jonathan made the right choice. And obviously, some of us just have no willpower at all. And I will raise my hand and say that I'm one of those guys. I had kind of initially said to myself that I was going to wait to purchase Farm Sim 22 until I saw more about it. And then I kind of got caught up in the hype of the pre-release stuff, and then obviously I knew that I wanted to get my channel going again, and so I went ahead and obviously purchased it before uh, the day one release. But Jonathan made the right choice, I think, for him, and he purchased it after the fact, after at least the first update, and kind of once when there is quite a few mods that have been made available for the game. So smart man. I wish I had that willpower to do that. Also, we've had folks like Triple D Honey, United Bill 40, and Chris Ellis leaving fantastic comments in the comment section of my videos, talking about how much they enjoy the content, how much they enjoy the stories. And I've got a whole pack of stories. I was actually thinking about this last night. And I was thinking to myself, I've got a lot of stories, and I've kind of, as I'm kind of doing things on the farm, as I'm kind of, maybe I'm raking hay, and I kind of talk a little bit about the experiences that I had kind of working on the dairy with my friend, or maybe livestock. I talked a little bit about the fact that, well, I raised pigs in high school, and I've got stories that kind of go along with those things on essentially how I started raising pigs in high school. And I think what I'm going to do is, if you're kind of interested, and I'll try not to make it as dull as dishwater, I will try to make it as somewhat exciting as possible, start telling some of these stories, and provide you all a little bit of a background on, you know, how I came to be the man that I am today. All of the some of the life experiences that I had in school, and in my younger days, and even in my older, in my 20s and 30s and such, and kind of let you all inside a piece of that portion of my life a little bit. So those are some things I'm going to do. And then obviously I think maybe for the next video, I've got, I'm going to talk about a subject that I have talked about before. I'm not going to tell you what that is right now, but it's really, really important to our community. And uh, you know, these videos on Calmsden Farm are getting about 60 viewers or so. And if that's 60 people that, I can spread this particular message to, and if those 60 individuals kind of take the message to heart, then, I've done as much of a job as I can do in helping to spread the word and everything in related to what I'm going to talk about next video. All right. Well, the only other thing that I've got here on my notes is just within recent days, and kind of right along the time that, which obviously didn't make the booster shot any easier, was it got super, super cold here in Denver and in Colorado. We were down into minus 10 one night Fahrenheit. That's minus 23 Celsius. The overnight low temperatures, and that just kind of, I think, increased the effect of how I had been feeling poorly and everything. But we had snow. We got about 6 to 8 inches of snow, and the first time that I can remember, we had two storms that came through within a span of about 3 or 4 days, and it was kind of the first time that I remember in recent, at least in recent days, where or recent years, where we basically have snow coming, and there's still a fairly significant amount of snow on the ground when the next storm arrives. Now, in some places, you know, when it starts snowing in the fall, late fall, early winter, there's still snow on the ground the next time it snows, and then that snow just, sort of accumulates, and you go on and on and on and on that way. Here, here in Colorado, we have a lot of days or a lot of situations where, yeah, we get some winter weather. It's going to snow, it's going to get cold, and then a few days later, the sun comes out, the snow melts, and kind of life returns. The outdoor nature of Colorado. I mean, almost you could go skiing one day and playing golf the next day. It's almost like that. That's a little bit exaggerated, but by not by it's not by far that I say that. Well, as I said, it's been a while since I can remember where we've had time where there was 2 or 3 inches of snow in the ground, and then we got another 6 or 8 inches on top of that. So that's what I'm trying to say. That's what happened, in addition to the being run over by a truck, tractor, um, um, cow, whatever. I just felt really, really rotten. But as I said, I'm on the mend, and this video is approaching about 27 minutes minus some edits that I'm going to make for some time that I took to get things set up with my sim dashboard. So that took about 30 seconds will come off that time. But I will start wrapping things up and just say to each and every one of my subscribers that are subscribed to the channel, you are, each and every one of you are my friends, and I enjoy very, very much. I enjoy, and I have missed coming down to my man cave, firing up my gaming machine, getting Farm Sim 22 going, and recording an episode, because this is my ability to communicate with you all. Um, it's not. I have friends. I have a lot of friends. I've got people that I've worked with for the past 25 years. I stay in touch with many of those people that I built very strong, lasting relationships with. But it is truly my sort of my gaming friends that kind of at the end of the day, you're kind of the ones that I enjoy communicating with, whether it is through just chat on the videos, comments on the videos, or maybe you are members of either the Simply Safe Mods Discord channel or other individuals who have Discord channels, and I communicate with you there. Um, I just really enjoy that. I enjoy that aspect of my life. I have built friendships through YouTube that have blossomed into into relationships that I know that if times were really, really tough, if push really came to shove, I know that I've got some relationships through YouTube and through my videos that I could pick up a phone, or pull up Discord, or pull up my email and say, hey, I need some help. I need a favor, and you guys would drop what you're doing and do that. And that's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. And some of my friendships that I have sort of uh, created through YouTube and through Discord, and some of that are friendships that mean a whole lot to me. That actually mean more to me than some of my physical face-to-face kind of friends, people that I've known for 25 years or so. The friendships that I have with some of you mean so much to me. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience and your understanding as my release schedule kind of goes up and down, and I have weeks where I put out 6 videos, and I have a week where I put out 1 or 2 or whatever. And sometimes they're out on Mondays, and sometimes they're out on Wednesdays, and sometimes it's the opposite. So just bear with me, and I will kind of fall into some kind of normal schedule now that we're kind of playing just one map, with that being Calmsden, and just really enjoying ourselves here. And I really thank you for being my friend, and for your comments, and just knowing that you guys are out there, and when a video drops, you watch it, and you can watch it, your schedule, your time. Watch it on the treadmill. Watch it while you're playing. As Fury Machine Gaming has said, you guys aren't watching it necessarily to watch me do these farming steps. You guys are playing Farming Simulator on your own. You have your own virtual farms. You're tuning in to listen to the stories that hopefully are entertaining and interesting to you. And I've got, like I said, I've got some more that certainly want to bring to the table, and we'll do so very, very soon. Okay, well, I need to fold up these booms and head back and pick up some more herbicide, and then come back down and finish this field contract so that we make our money. And then we will be back together for another episode here on Calmsden Farm very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Take good care of yourself and also all of those around you. And I will be back in touch with you very soon. God bless you all. Bye for now.